Steve, who do you like at running back, though?
Yeah, look, I'm imagining that the Packers are going to rest some of their starters in this one. So if that's the case, AJ Dillon going up against the Detroit Lions at 6,200 feels like a really enticing option. We have to wait and see what the news and what the plan is for the Packers in this one, but they really have nothing left to play for at this point. But even in the timeshare with Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, at least in my opinion, looks like the better back at this point. I love everything that I see from AJ Dillon. Had a really strong game last week against the Vikings. Another really bad run defense. There, 14 carries, 63 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 catches on 3 targets. He was fantastic there. Now he's got just as good of a matchup this week against the Lions. Again, don't lock him in just yet. See what the Packers want to do. But even if he's in that timeshare, if he's going to take maybe a 60-40 split in this game, I love AJ Dillon at 6,200 against the Lions. If he was a starter, he'd be much more expensive in this game.
Hey, Matty, a running back that has a price tag you just can't fade.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see on the Packers because I think the starters will play a little, but if they don't, then yeah, all of these guys become much more appealing. And 3/4 of AJ Dillon too, just like with Jordan Love. Like that's still very, very appealing. Again, I think Jonathan Taylor is the guy everyone will play because we're going to have all this value open up. I think there's a chance Nick Chubb doesn't play. I mean, the Browns seemed intent on not carrying in Week 18 with Baker Mayfield maybe sitting. So Dearness Jones is $4,800. Like, that would probably become, at least to this point, the slate's best value play if we get that scenario. I'll give one more quick pick in case we don't get that. Alvin Kamara as like the pivot off of Taylor. The Saints need this game. I mean, they probably aren't getting in the playoffs even if they win, but they're not going to know that at the time they play their game. So they're going to be out there trying to win. Kamara's $8,300. They're playing the Falcons. I mean, it's not like it's a hard matchup or anything. And I would imagine that he's substantially less popular than Taylor is. So Kamara, I think, is, as of now, like my favorite guy to pay up for here.
Yeah, Saints get into the playoffs with the win over the Falcons and a 49ers loss to the Rams. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, Pearce. 2 very possible outcomes there. Who do you like at running back?
Steve and Matt bring up an important point that we don't know who's going to be fully committed to each game, who's going to play each game. And so we have a natural tendency to pay up to get these big-time performers, but we're not sure that paying up is going to result in 4 quarters of full-time action. So you may want to lean down the salary schedule and take some of these cheap guys like Le'Veon Bell is going to be really the only guy in Tampa. We predicted Keyshawn Vaughn was going to have a big game against Carolina a couple weeks ago, and he finally had it. Well, now he's got bruised ribs. Jones is unlikely to go. Fournette is not going to be available. That means Le'Veon Bell, even though he might be out there in a walk or barely getting 2.5 yards per carry, he's going to be the only guy they have. And he's provided a 7 reception point floor, which is solid and safe, which could be more with the receiving situation being what it is in Tampa. And we also know that when it comes to goal line carries, it's going to be Lev Bell. It sounds ugly and gross at that price point, but I think you got to get used to some of these plays that you normally wouldn't do because it is Week 18.